Can you race a $1,000 dirt bike? That's the question we're going to answer in this video. Stage one of the process is buying a $1,000 bike. And this is what we've got here. It's a 2004 Yamaha YZ250F. So we genuinely did buy this bike for £1,000 from a friend of ours. That's about $1,200. It's been sat in his garage for about 8 years and is in desperate need of some TLC. We will be racing it this weekend, throwing the bike and our friend Sean right in at the deep end, which he isn't too thrilled about because we genuinely don't know if this bike is even safe to ride. Well, first things first, we're going to go through the bike and make sure it's actually safe to ride. And the person that's going to do that for us is the guy that's actually going to race this in 3 days' time. That's our tame test rider, Sean Smith. So I'm going to go surprise him with the bike because he knows nothing about this. And we're going to go through it and make sure it is actually safe to ride. Okay, so we've got the bike inside of the garage. Sean's out in the back. I'm going to get him to close his eyes. I'm going to surprise him with his new ride for the weekend. He doesn't know about the bike and he doesn't know about the race that we've signed him up for. So let's give him a nice little surprise.
I'm not liking this.
Right. So you know how we usually get you nice bikes to ride. You've been on the YZ Kong. We even got you a ride on the new Triumph the other week. We've got you a new bike today that we've actually signed you up for a race this weekend. So this is the bike you're going to be racing this weekend. So you can have a look now. So 3, 2, 1.
I'm scared.
Open your eyes. Oh my God. So
what is that?
We think that this is the cheapest working motocross bike in the country. And you're going to race it this weekend. It's got some trick bits, obviously. Monster graphics. We had to go fast this weekend with those. We know that you like to crash every now and then, so. Got a carb.
Look at the state of it. I'm slightly worried.
So we're going to see if it is possible to race a $1,000 dirt bike. That is the concept for the video. That's what I've signed you up for.
Are we in a 4-lap dash?
No, this is a full-on actual event at Toddington this Bank Holiday Monday.
But
so it'll be full gate drops, 3 motos, hopefully.
I'm speechless.
On a 2004 YZ250F.
I'm literally
still frame.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm looking at it, looking at all the things that are wrong with it.
Yeah. We haven't actually started it yet.
Yeah. So
oh, right.
we bought it for $1,000. Literally just got it in the van and drove off. We didn't even check. So step one.
You've not started it.
We've not started it. So step one in our is it possible to race a £1,000 dirt bike? Step one today is we're gonna see if it starts. We're gonna check that it's safe. We're gonna put some new fluids and whatnot in there from Putoline. So we are both going to ride this bike tomorrow, so we do need to make sure that it is safe to ride, but we also need to make sure that it passes scrutineering on Monday morning at the race. If we don't pass scrutineering, then the mission will be over before we've even started.
I'll start with the good things that we got on here. The tyres. That's it. Nothing else. I just don't want to look at it anymore because the more I look at it, the more I can see. So yeah, we're just going to run through it, make it safe, and then yeah. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the configuration of an air filter. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll show us, or somebody can tell us. Ta-da. So do you think that's to wash it?
That's to wash it.
Look at that. Cool. Is that so he didn't lose it? I know where I'll put that somewhere safe.
I doubt it. No, it has been used, isn't it?
Look at that.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before. At least we've got a wash cover.
Yeah.
As always, a huge thank you goes out to Putoline for supporting the channel and helping us to make videos like this one. We truly couldn't do it without their help. For more information on the Putoline products we're using here, check out the links in the description down below.
So we're just going to pre-fill the oil filter with oil. Yeah, it's a common thing to do this on most 4-strokes. If you don't do it, you should. It just helps when you're on start, so it's not dragging air around the system. Let's not put too much in it.
So this is the moment of truth then. We're going to see if this bike runs or if we've got some serious work to do. Let's see if we can kickstart the old YZ250F, fire it into life. Stage 2, now that we've been through the bike, changed the parts that we need to change to make it safe, we've come to the practice track and we're going to make sure it runs, we're going to make sure it rides, and we're just going to test it out today. I'll ride it and Sean will ride it before we head to the race in 2 days' time. So let's hit the track, let's see how the Piglet performs.
Okay, so I am on board the old 2004 YZ250, sorry boys. And Sean has affectionately nicknamed this bike the Piglet. As you can hear, she does indeed run. And you know what? I'm quietly impressed, you know? I'm rather impressed, you know. We paid 1,000 big ones for this. It definitely does not feel like a $1,000 bike, or what I would imagine a $1,000 bike would feel like. And she turns quite well, you know, as expected from Yamahas. It does feel a bit slow by modern standards. Okay, so I've just finished a little ride on this, my first session on the 2004 YZ250, and I'm actually quite impressed, you know. For an old bike, 20 years old this year, it feels decent. Handles real nice, suspension's plush, brakes aren't that sharp, but that's to be expected. The main thing that you notice though is it does feel slow compared to a modern bikes. The last 254-stroke I rode was the Triumph, which is an absolute rocket ship for the class, so this does feel slow in comparison. I'd compare it more to like the Cannondale that I rode last year. That thing felt like a garden bike. It was a 404-stroke, and I felt like you just ride it to its absolute limit, and this feels a bit like that. I'm not saying I'm riding it to its limit, but compared to modern bikes, it does feel a bit lethargic. But for £1,000, you know, I'm pretty impressed. So, first ride, are you more or less confident for the race now?
Less.
Really? I thought you looked good on it.
It's so slow.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought you looked comfortable on
Yeah,
it.
no, I mean, ride's fine. It's just against a modern bike, it's so slow. And it's certainly called the Piglet because it was squealing.
It's loud. It's loud. I think you'd do all right on Monday.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon you'll ride the nuts off that.
Yeah, I'll ride the nuts off it, but it's slow.
Exactly, but you'll ride this to full potential, and everyone else will be like riding their 450s to 30% of capacity.
The problem is it ain't going to get out of the gate, is it?
I'm podium for Piglet. Podium for Piglet, I'm calling it right now.
Podium Piglet.
Let's do it. So stage 3 of our plan is to come to the races. So we're here at Toddington today with the Luton and District Motorcycle Club. Sean is geared up, he's on the Piglet, he's ready to roll. This is going to be a great track to ride the old beast today, to race it against modern bikes. We're going to see how it gets on. We're excited, aren't we, Sean?
It's time to make the Piglet squeal.
It's time to make the Piglet squeal, he says. A big thank you to Luton and District for having us along. This is an awesome track. It's going to be a great day of racing. Let's do this. So at this club we're racing at today, you need an ACU expert license in order to get into the expert class, which Sean doesn't have. But he does have the opportunity to race against the experts if he qualifies into the adult A group. And thankfully, Sean was able to put in a storming time on board the Piglet to qualify into the A group.
This is going to be hard work. Very hard work.
So you've just seen Sean setting up the YZ250 for the day. The headstock needs tightening right, the bars are too not wide enough for you. We've actually looked at the lap time. Sean's doing 2 classes today. He's doing a race on this and he's racing his own modern 250 gas, right? 250 gas. We just looked at the lap times. Sean was quicker on the Piglet. Say that, Sean?
Right, let me just get my book of excuses, hold on. Right, the over 50s were out first, there was no ruts and we had 2 laps. I was out for 10 minutes on that in qualifying, so yeah, plenty of ruts. The track's developing well, so there's the second in the lap time.
We've got big expectations for the Piglet today now. So we're getting geared up for the first moto of the day. Sean is racing in that mixed class, remember. There are 2 separate classes in the same moto. You've got the experts and you've got adult A. He's riding the old Piglet here, the 2004 YZF 250, which back in its day was known to be a very good 254 stroke, the top of the class in fact. Let's see what it's made of. Gates have dropped for the very first moto today, and the Piglet is struggling off the line, being swallowed up by the pack here. We've got Matty White in the lead, our friend, followed by Adam Wells. They're short in the mid-pack on board the Piglet. There's Matty, Adam Wells in first and second, and the rest of the pack go through. You can see the 272 there in front of Sean Smith. That's our good friend Neville Bradshaw. He's riding injured, but he's a warrior and he's back out on the 2-stroke there. So Sean's trying to make quick moves on the first lap. Slicing and dicing his way through the field, trying to at least in the opening lap mayhem around Toddington here. He's got the 271 of Rob Harwood in front of him. And look at that, the one and only bike older than Piglet in this race has just made a pass on Sean. That's the number 55 of Christian Hutchins. Bar to bar with another 2-stroke there, the number 48 machine. That's Justin Robinson on the YZ250. He's made the pass on Sean. So Sean's got some serious work to do on the Piglet. Oh, and look at that. That's Drew Stock on the YZ125, the young ripper. I've done the maths here, and I'm pretty sure that Sean is old enough to be Drew Stock's granddad. So the opening lap of action is coming to a close, and Sean sits in 17th position on track. But remember, this is a mixed class, and Sean is actually one of the lead adult A riders at the moment, just sitting inside of the top 6 in the adult A category. Oh, and Sean makes a lovely move up the inside of the 271. Rob Hirewood there on the Honda. That was a lovely move. The Piglet moves up a position. Sean's now got the number 91 Yamaha of Gavin Jakeman in his sights. He's looking to pull the trigger on a pass on board Piglet. Can he execute it? Can he hold the position? Yes, he can. Over the big tabletop, down the hill, into the rutted section of the track. It's a bit wet down there. That's another position for the Piglet. We're moving forward, boys. We're moving forwards. Oh, there's a down rider. That was the number 8 of Robbie Hollis. The track is tough and technical. And there's another down rider. That's the green 71 of Thomas Kennedy, one of Sean's main rivals in the adult A class here today. Sean's now got his sights set on that 252 stroke, the number 48 machine of Justin Robinson. Got a YZ252 stroke and a YZ254 stroke going wheel to wheel here. Sean's on the hunt on board the Piglet. There's a couple of riders ahead of him. There's a couple of passing opportunities perhaps for Mr. Smith and the little piggy. On the gas up the hill, past the finish line. Sean's throwing everything at this then. He's all over the rear wheel of the two-stroke now. Oh, Robinson launches it. And look at the huge crowd here at Toddington watching on in disbelief as the Piglet pushes through the pack. Sean's trying to sneak up the inside of Robinson here on this turn, but the two-stroke man shuts the door. No pass here for the Piglet. 1, 2, 3, 4 riders all in the same corner. Oh, and we see that green machine lurking in the background. That's Thomas Kennedy on board the big Kawasaki. So he's looking to join this party as well. It's tight over to the back section. Sean's trying to sneak up the inside again. Can he make the pass happen? It looks like he has. But Robinson counters back. That's a nice move from the man on the 252 stroke. And now we're into this tight section. It's soggy and wet and muddy down there. You can see a downed rider. We've got a bit of a train coming into this tight section. KTM, Yamaha, Kawasaki, all in the same section of the circuit. We're heading towards the final part of the lap now. Can Sean make the pass before Thomas Kennedy is all over his rear wheel? Oh, a mistake from Robinson in the corner. Gifts the position to Sean on board the Piglet. But Kennedy up the inside on board the Kawasaki. So Sean makes up a place and then loses another one. Kennedy is one of his main rivals in the class. The number 48 of Justin Robinson is actually an expert rider. So that's not actually helped Sean at all in this race. Making the pass on the two-stroke, apart from it was cool for us to watch. But now Sean has the 484 KTM of Corey K in his sights. He may be the next victim for the Piglet. Around the outside goes Sean. A lovely move on board the 2004 YZ250F. So Sean continues to move through the pack on board the 1,000-pound bike. He's racing against modern machines here. State-of-the-art machinery. And once again, we're proving that it's not all about the bike. It's about how much grit and determination your rider has. Sean's got plenty of that in the bag, because this certainly is not an easy ride on board the Piglet. Like I said before in this video, we think this might well be the cheapest working dirt bike in the country. And this just goes to prove it's not all about the budget, it's not all about how much money you can throw at racing. We want to show people that might be interested in getting involved in this awesome sport of ours that it doesn't necessarily have to break the bank. So that's the last lap flag out now, so we're on the final lap. He's made some great moves in this race, moving through the field, progressing through the pack, making passes on both expert riders and adult A riders alike. With just a handful of turns to go. So off the drop-off into the final turn, Sean and the Piglet have completed race number 1. Sean was the 12th rider across the line in the combined results, but he was actually the 4th adult A rider across the line. He was so close to a podium finish on board the Piglet. Let's see if he can get the £1,000 bike on the box in the next moto. No pressure, mate.
How was it? Fill it up full, put too much fuel in it so it felt heavy. I don't know why you talk me into these things. Seriously, it's shocking. It is. I don't know how to describe it without swearing. It's not very pleasant, is the best way to describe it. The suspension is the worst. It handles okay, it's just the suspension is like, wow. It's yeah, it's probably never been serviced, has it? Who knows? But there you go. That was the biggest thing.
Right, arm pump.
The eyeballs are pumped. It had 2 throttles on at one stage, you know, my elbow's down that far, but
As you're going to hear, the heavens have opened now, so Piglet power might come into play in the next race because it's a bit down on power compared to the modern bikes, and that actually might be quite useful out there if it's wet.
yeah. Okay.
And also it's worth mentioning that this adult A group is an open adult class, so Sean's literally racing guys half his age. So fair play to Grandad over here, he's doing quite well for an OAP. And there is actually, if you go to the results, a separate tab for adult A over 50. And you want that, because he is the only one in it.
So we're racking them up for Moto 2. Sean was so close to a podium performance on board the Piglet in Moto 1. So we know that a podium finish is within reach if he can get out of the gates. Let's do this. The board flips, the revs are up, the heads are down, and the gates have dropped. Oh, it's not the best jump for the Piglet this time. Sean had a slightly better gate position. He can sneak up the inside, which has done him well here. And I would say he's in a slightly better position this time round as we hit turn 2. And then fire up the hill for the first time. Definitely a better position for Sean and Piglet in the opening moments of the race. Oh, and a mistake from the number 21 of Sanyo Arbon. That hangs up Sean, and he's lost loads of positions there. So that sneaky line around the inside has been undone. Sean's got some serious work to do now on board the YZ250F, the £1,000 machine. He's back in a similar position to where he was on the first lap of Moto 1. But this time, it is raining, the heavens have opened, the track is slick, vision is going to be an issue for sure. And once again, Sean's got the number 91 machine of Gavin Jakeman ahead of him on the opening lap. So he's going to try and make some quick moves early on whilst the pack is bunched up just like that around the inside of 2 riders there on the far section of the track. Hit the big tabletop down a hill. into the tough, technical, soggy section of the track. Oh, and look at that, a big load of roost right to the face. Like I said, vision might become an issue in this moto, but that's not slowing down Sean. He's still making moves here on the opening lap. And more roost, he's getting completely filled in here. But he continues to press on, continues to charge forward on board the Piglet. He's looking to go around the outside of Callum Pitcher there. Yes, he makes the move. So we continue to move forward. The little Piglet pressing on. An impressive ride for this cheap bike. And this old rider. Sorry, Sean. What a combination we've had here today. A true underdog story. We're on lap 2 here, and Sean once again has the 484 of Corey Kay in his sights. He's looking to go around the outside in the same corner as he did in Moto 1. He makes that move in the same place as he did in the opening moto of the day. So Sean continues to press forward, continues to make passes on board the underdog, or the underpig, should we say. Look at this, once again we've got our old nemesis in our sights. That's the number 48 of Justin Robinson on board the YZ250. Let's battle commence once again between these two. Robinson ahead of Sean here. Looks like there's carnage. The yellow flags are a-waving. The rain is coming down, that's making this track slick, tough and technical. So there's carnage all over the shop in this moto. But the Piglet pushes on. The Piglet continues to perform well here in the second moto of the day. Sean's looking to make a move on Robinson here as they head into the final turn. Robinson has the inside line. Sean's looking to slingshot up the hill on the gas on board the YZ250F, putting the power to the ground very efficiently here. And Sean dives to the inside. Can he make the pass stick? Yes, he can. What a beautiful pass for Sean Smith there. Perfectly executed. He gains the track position, although, as we know from the first moto, that actually doesn't really help Sean in his class. Robinson is an expert rider. Sean is in Adult A. This is a mixed class race, remember. The rain is really starting to come down now, making the track treacherous in places. But Sean presses on. He's looking good on board the Piglet. Launching himself down the hill. The bike looking in good shape at the moment. Sean's picking his way through this rutty technical section of the track. You can see how soggy and muddy it is down there now. What's that? He's looking down at the bike. Oh no. Oh no, what's going on? The Piglet does not sound very healthy, and it doesn't look like he's very keen to pick that bike up and get going. He's looking down at it. What is going on here with Sean and the Piglet? Is this the end of the story? Huh? What's happened?
Makes you proper squealing. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Are you going to tell Phil or am I?
I don't know. You can tell him, but it won't move. So
It won't move. Is it locked on?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So as you can see, the sky is let go, and so is Piglet. We think it's dead. Sean, talk us through that last race there and then what happened at the end.
So yeah, it was going pretty well through the moto. It handles terrible. I can honestly say I can't think of a worse bike I've been on suspension-wise. Yeah, it's probably never been touched for the past 20 years. But yeah, no, it was
going okay, but then there was some kind of...
Looking forward.
Ironically, it started squealing. It made a squeal. And then
the second to last lap as well.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It started squealing, and I looked down and I thought, oh, there's some oil down there, oh dear. And then that was it, it stopped.
So what do we think has actually gone wrong?
Well, it's stuck in gear, we can't get it out of gear, but it still starts with the clutch in. So obviously it's a gearbox issue. Don't really know until you pull it apart, but we're not going to do that.
No, it looks pretty terminal for your Piglet.
Yeah, it's, and it makes horrendous noise when you let the clutch out to make it drive. So
the original plan for the video was to race it and then at the end of the day say she's for sale. But Piglet might be destined for dirt bike heaven, or maybe that skip over there. We'll see. And let us know what you guys think we should do with it. We asked a question at the start of the video, can you race a £1,000 dirt bike? The answer today is no. And on that bombshell, we'll see you next time.